back to science class. Are you all watching science videos? Well, do you have the same enthusiasm as you watched the first video? Is your enthusiasm the same? Children, you are lucky to get virtual classes like this. Many things in our life, we take it for granted. Think of the air we breathe. Are you paying anything for that? No. Think of the light and heat we get from the sun. Do we pay anything for that? Never. Think of the food your mother prepares for you. What all things are there in that? Not only the ingredients, love, concern, everything is there in that food. So we have to respect it. Or rather, we have to respect the food which is given to us. What does food give us? It gives us the energy to survive healthily in this wonderful world, right? So we are coming back to the topic energy, which we discussed in our previous class. Okay? Okay. Now, shall I ask you a question? Where do we get our food from? Yes, I'm getting the answers. You have studied this in 5th standard. We get our food from plants and animals. That is flora and fauna. You have heard these names. Okay? Now, where do animals get their food? Yes, they get their food from the plants. Okay, now where do plants get their food? No, they don't get their food. They prepare on their own, right? How do they prepare? Yes, you know the process. We are studying it from right from 3rd standard. Yes. What is the name of the process? Photosynthesis. Yes. What is photosynthesis? The plants absorb sunlight from sun. They take carbon dioxide. They use the pigment called chlorophyll from the leaves and they absorb water from the roots. They mix all these together in their kitchen. Where is their kitchen? Leaves are their kitchen, right? And they make a beautiful payasam, right? What is that payasam? Energy. Well, this energy is converted to all the fruits and vegetables carried by or given out by the plants, right? Okay. Now, suppose I am taking an apple from a tree and consuming it. So, I get the energy given by the plants. What sort of energy is that? What is the name of that particular energy? For that, we'll go back to photosynthesis. What is happening in photosynthesis? Well, carbon dioxide, sunlight, water and chlorophyll. All these are getting mixed. Okay? What is the name of the mixture? Or what is the product you get in this mixture? Energy. And what do we call that mixing process? It is called as chemical reaction or rather reaction. So that is why the energy produced we call it as chemical energy. So what is chemical energy? It is there in all fruits and vegetables borne by plants. Okay, so all the food we consume, you are consuming idli, dosha, rice, chapati, sabjis, all these consist of chemical energy. So what is chemical energy? Chemical energy is there in all the food you consume. Okay, now shall we go to the definition of chemical energy? It is there in your textbook. Let me read it for you. The energy contained in a substance is chemical energy. Plants convert solar energy into chemical energy through photosynthesis. Chemical energy thus stored up reaches animals through food. While burning firewood too, we get chemical energy stored up in plants. All substances contain chemical energy. Now we understood what is chemical energy. Suppose when a firewood is burning, what is the energy used there? From where do you get firewood? We get firewood from trees. So trees consist of lots and lots of chemical energy. So the energy used there is chemical energy. What is the energy produced? That we have already discussed in the previous class. What is the energy produced? The energy produced is heat and light energy. Okay? All plants, trees, they consist of chemical energy. Now chemical energy is clear for you? We will study one more form of energy today. What is that? Mechanical energy. Okay, now look at this picture. What is a boy doing? A boy is kicking a ball. Okay, now to kick the ball nicely or to perform well, to hit the ball really hard, he has to consume food. So what is there in the food he consumes? Chemical energy. Okay, he consumes good amount of chemical energy and then kicks the ball. What happens? A movement is happening in his body. So that movement we call it as mechanical energy. That movement is called as mechanical energy. In fact, any sort of movements we call it as mechanical energy. Shall we look at a bus moving? See, it's a picture of moving bus. Okay, what does a bus require to move? Petrol or diesel, right? Okay, it is using fuel energy, but to make the machines move or to make the parts inside the bus move, you need mechanical energy. So a moving bus consists of mechanical energy. There, the fuel energy is converted into mechanical energy. Now you are sitting at home listening to me through online class. So what is the energy here? You are using your mechanical energy. What sort of energy I am using? I had breakfast at home. I consumed chemical energy and I am transferring it into mechanical energy. So mechanical energy is all sorts of movements in all the objects or living things. Okay? So what is mechanical energy? A definition is given in your textbook. Shall we see that and come back? Electrical energy or the energy produced by burning fuels is used to make an engine work and in turn to make machine parts move. Working of an engine involves mechanical energy which enables vehicles move. So, this is clear children, what is chemical energy and what is mechanical energy. Is it clear for you? Chemical energy is seen in all the substances we eat. Okay? And what is mechanical energy? Any sort of movement is called as mechanical energy. Okay? Now, based on this chemical and mechanical energy, we will solve a table which is given in your textbook. Shall we move to the table? Look at the table. The first situation is when a sparkler is lit, different forms of energies are produced. The first one they have given is heat energy. What will be the other energy forms? One is light energy and the other one is sound energy. We have already discussed that. Look at the second situation. While riding a motorcycle, three energy forms are produced. One It is given in your textbook. That is mechanical energy. A bike moves. So that is mechanical energy. And what are the other forms of energy? When a bike moves, sound is there. So sound energy plus one more energy is produced. That is heat energy. Due to continuous use, the bike gets heated. What is the third situation? While operating a mixer grinder. So enough sound will be there when a mixer is operating. So sound energy is there, heat energy is there, and for the mixer to work you need most important mechanical energy. While operating an electric motor, a motor makes lot of sound. So sound energy is there, heat energy is there, and for the motor to work, the main important energy is mechanical energy. Now children, hope you understood what is chemical energy and mechanical energy, and now we have got answers for all the assignments I gave you to think of, right? Now, based on this, we will see one more picture in your textbook which shows a very interesting fact. Shall we see one more picture? Come. Look at the cars. Two types of cars are there. Right? Did you see? Two types of cars are there. One is a solar car and the other one is a petrol car. What is the solar car saying? I need solar energy to run. What is the petrol car saying? Me too. Why should a petrol car say like that? Solar, what is solar car? There are many solar appliances which we use in our daily life. Solar car is a car which conserves all the solar energy, that is during daytime, and then runs with the help of that conserved energy. Likewise, we have many appliances like solar lamp, solar tubes. Okay, these are some of the solar appliances. They don't need petrol or diesel. They will work using the solar energy. What is a petrol car or diesel car? If petrol or diesel car will run only using petrol or diesel, then why should that car say like that? Me too, I also use solar energy. Why should a petrol car say like that? Well, here comes the role of fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Yes, you have learnt about it in your 5th standard. What are fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are buried deep under the soil for millions and millions of years. What are they actually? Well, they are the dead plants and animals which get buried under the soil, and they have to decompose. What is the meaning of decompose? Decay or spoil. For the plants and animals to decay, they require solar energy. Without solar energy, they won't decompose. So that is why these dead plants and animals absorb lots and lots of solar energy, and then they will turn into fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Petrol, diesel, LPG. These are some of the fossil fuels. So, for a petrol car to run, it needs petrol. What is petrol? Petrol is a fossil fuel, and fossil fuel, to turn into fossil fuels, these dead plants and animals, to turn into fossil fuel, they require solar energy. That is why petrol car is also saying, yes, I also need solar energy. So both the statements are correct. Okay, now you understood what is a fossil fuel. Now we will go to a flow chart which is given in your textbook. Here is a flow chart for you. We will discuss about it. What is there in the first box? Sun. What does the sun give? Solar energy. And what does solar energy give for you? Fossil fuels. And what are the different fossil fuels? One, they are given coal, then petrol, diesel, we can write CNG. What is CNG? Compressed natural gas. That is also a fossil fuel. The last column is filled for you. That is LPG. So children, all along this class, what did we learn? Throughout this class, we were talking about the energy conversions. What was the first example? A boy is kicking a ball. What is happening there? A boy is consuming a lot of food. So chemical energy is getting converted into mechanical energy. What was the second example? A moving bus. What is the conversion there? Fuel energy is getting converted to, yes, mechanical energy. Okay, what happens in photosynthesis? Solar energy is getting converted to chemical energy. So everywhere we are talking about conversions. So we come to a conclusion that all energy forms can be converted from one form to another form. What is the statement? All energy can be converted from one form to another form. So that shows us that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So what are the two important statements? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy can only be converted from one form to another form. Shall I tell you one more example? A mobile is being charged. So what is the energy conversion there? How is it getting charged? Using the electricity. So electric energy is getting converted into what sort of energy? All the charge is being stored in the battery. So the energy is chemical energy. So electric energy is getting converted into chemical energy. So we can easily say that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another form. You understood these two statements? Yes. So children, I hope you have understood what we discussed in this class. What did we discuss? We spoke about chemical energy, which is very important. Every day you are consuming food that is full of chemical energy. And you are making some movements in your life. You are running, walking, listening to me, watching TV. All these are mechanical energy. So we studied about that. After that, we saw the role of fossil fuels in our life. Okay? Hope you have understood all these. Okay? Is it clear? Now, the assignment for you is you have to draw the table and the flow chart of fossil fuels in your files. These are the two assignments. What are the assignments? You have to draw the table which we discussed, and the flow chart of fossil fuels also has to be drawn in your file. Okay? Now, bye for now. Behave well. Be good children.